Hey everyone, if you're in mechanical design, you already know Revit is basically the air you breathe. It's the language of the industry, right? But how do you prove you're not just speaking it, but that you're actually fluent? Well, today, we're going to crack the code on a certification that makes your expertise totally undeniable.
Seriously. It's a question I bet you've asked yourself a bunch of times. You've put in the long hours, you know the software inside and out, but how do you make it official? You know, something you can put on paper that screams, "I'm the expert here," to employers. How do you make sure you're the one they call for those big, exciting projects?
Well, the answer is the Autodesk Certified Professional, or ACP for short. And look, don't just think of this as another line to cram onto your resume. It's way more than that. It's like an industry-wide seal of approval that says you are the real deal.
So what is it exactly? The ACP in Revit for mechanical design? It's the official stamp of approval straight from Autodesk themselves. It's them saying, yep, this person has the advanced skills to handle the tough stuff. We're talking designing those super complex HVAC systems, managing huge plumbing projects, the whole shebang.
Okay, so who is this actually for? I mean, is this for you? Well, if you're a mechanical designer, an engineer, or a BIM manager, absolutely. This is right up your alley. But it's also a game changer for students who want a massive head start. And really, anyone with about 6 months or more of real, solid, hands-on Revit experience should be looking at this.
All right, I know what you're thinking. Is it really worth the effort? And that's a fair question. So let's talk about the payoff, the real-world career boost, because at the end of the day, that's what we all care about, right?
Getting this certification gives you a huge professional edge. Seriously, when employers are sifting through resumes, who do you think they're going to notice first? The certified pros. That means more interviews, a much clearer path to that promotion you've been eyeing. It just skyrockets your credibility and gets you on those bigger, more complex projects, the ones that really build a legendary career.
And yeah, let's talk money, because that matters too. Take a look at this. We're talking an expected salary range of $60,000 to $90,000, and often even higher, depending on where you are and your experience level. This isn't just a certificate, it's a direct investment in your wallet.
Okay, so hopefully you're on board now. But what about the exam itself? What's this big test actually like? Let's get into the nitty-gritty. Think of this next part as our battle plan, so you know exactly what to expect when you walk in that door.
So here's the quick and dirty on the format. First off, it's all multiple choice. That's good news. But it also means your strategy has to be on point. You're looking at about 2 hours to tackle anywhere from 75 to 90 questions. So yeah, time management is going to be your best friend. Oh, and here's a key detail. The certification lasts for 3 years, which helps you make sure your skills are always sharp and relevant.
But knowing the format is just one piece of the puzzle, right? The real question is, what's actually on the exam? What do you need to know? And I'll tell you right now, it's not about memorizing a bunch of random, obscure functions you'll never use. Nope. This exam is all about testing your practical, real-world skills in a few really important areas.
Check out these numbers. The biggest piece of the pie, a full 40%, is on tools and techniques. And right behind that, you've got mechanical systems design at 35%. What does that tell you? It tells you this exam is all about doing. It's about application. They don't just want to know if you can find the tool, they want to know if you can use that tool to solve a real, tricky design problem.
Okay, so now we know what's on the exam. That's half the battle won. The other, and arguably more important half, is how you actually prepare for it. So, let's talk strategy. Let's talk about your path to success.
Look, the key to passing this thing isn't burying your head in a textbook. It's about practice, consistent, targeted practice. You need to feel what it's like to be in that exam environment. And that's exactly why we have to talk about easyquizzes.com. We strongly recommend it because it's built for exactly this.
What I love is their simple 3-step plan. First, you start in learning mode. This is where you can take your time, go through the questions, and really dig into the explanations to understand why an answer is right. Then, when you're ready, you jump into exam mode. This is the real deal, a full practice test against the clock. It's perfect for building that confidence and getting your timing down. And the best part, there's a mobile app, so you can study anywhere, anytime, even if you're offline.
So why does this actually work so well? Well, it comes down to a few things. The exam simulator feels just like the real thing, which is huge for getting rid of those test day nerves. You get detailed explanations for every single answer, so you're actually learning from your mistakes, not just repeating them. You've got the mobile app with offline mode.
And you can even create custom practice sessions to zero in on those areas where you feel a little shaky. It's brilliant.
And just look at how comprehensive their coverage is. The entire question bank is broken down by the core exam topics: modeling, collaboration, families, you name it. This means you can get super targeted with your practice. If you know you're weak on families, you can just drill those questions over and over. This way, you make sure there are absolutely no blind spots when you walk into that exam. So there you have it. You know what the certification is, why it's so valuable, and exactly how to prepare for it. The path is laid out right in front of you. Your next step is crystal clear. And really, the big takeaway here is flexibility. You can literally practice wherever and whenever you want. The old excuses, not having enough time, not being at your desk, they're just gone. With modern tools, you fit your prep into your life, not the other way around.
So, I've got one last question for you. Are you ready to validate your skills? Are you ready to take your mechanical design career to that next level? Are you ready to stop just having the skills and start proving them to the world? Because if you are, your journey starts right now.